yesterday I have one question I didn't have time to answer, but this is not about technique, and just one technique somebody asked today, I believe it was Nico. So I'm gonna try to show today how to pass the spider guard with lasso, right? So yeah, so we're gonna do that too.
So the first question here we have, Marcus, a very interesting question. I think a lot of people would like to know your most memorable jiu-jitsu match. And this question comes from Jordan.
Okay. So every single match, right? I don't know, for me, it's just like a training, you know? So if you train well, you perform well. If you lose it, what's the reason? Somebody is better trained than you. So what do you have to do? Train harder for the next time. So lose a fight is not a big deal, you know, because even amazing fighters on the planet can see any kind of situation, you know. Different sports, in boxing, Mike Tyson lost, Muhammad Ali lost, Alexander Karelin in wrestling, he lost one time, you know, so everybody can lose a fight, right? So this is not the problem. But the fights I remember, you know, the fights that I won, many fights, I was very well trained, I was ready to take care of the business, you know, but two of the fights that I lost, the fight didn't even go to the ground, and that's the ones I remember because I know I have to improve something for the next time, right? So those two fights, 1973 and the other one in 1975, I lost these finals, but the fight didn't even go to the ground. I lost in flags. One flag for me, two flags for the opponent. So that's it. So these fights are still in my mind. The other ones I don't even remember very well.
So Marcus, we're gonna go to the first question from Nico. Spider guard pass with the lasso.
Let's go. Zeke, you wanna help me again? There you go. So he's gonna hold my sleeves with one foot on my biceps here, and this one he wrap. No, wrap my leg. Yes, like this, right? So this arm here is stuck, right? When they do that. So what I have to do, his leg also, he can do match with this leg here when he put the lasso. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a little walk to this side here, to start to trap his leg here. Don't let him use the leg to start to push me, you see? And I'm in a position I used to call the jockey position. So I do a little squat, like if I'm riding the horse. Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna circle my hands around and hold his leg. See? My knee is blocking his leg, so I can drive his arm inside and pass it to the other hand, right? So when I have the grip, I rip it off, go to the cross pants, walk away, and see, this space is open for me to come. I can go for knee on the bed or go to the side mount. Okay? The important is to neutralize what the guy gonna try to do with you, right? So one more time. So he control my sleeves, lasso, foot on the biceps. Look. If I move away, when I'm even harder, I can't do nothing here, right? So what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna walk forward, try to wrap his leg here with my knee, circle my hand around, hold the sleeve, and bring it side. Pass to the other hand, rip it off. If the guy still has the grip, he cannot extend because I have way more leverage. Imagine when I elbow someone behind you, rip it off, go to the pants, the end of the pants. Walk away, and you come. See? I can even do just a little tip here if you guys want. I can put the wrong knee on the belly, and I have the control. Look, he cannot move to escape. Now right here, very easy. Hold the foot, toe hold, straight away. In the position. Okay? Hope you enjoy it.
Beautiful technique, Marcus. So guys, any questions, you guys just leave it in the comment section below. If we're trying to get to them today, if not, we'll get to them on Monday's episode. So Marcus, we have a question here from Jean-Guy. It's specific to guard passing. Where do you like to grip on the body, and where do you like to place your elbows so your opponent will have greater difficulty breaking down your posture?
My grip, I mentioned before, right? So, in the fight, sometimes things happen very fast, and you have to be patient and have the creativity to change the game sometimes a little bit. So let's go suppose I came to his guard. Just before I start here, I'm gonna show the grips that I like to use. I hold the collar, right above the belt, and my knuckles block his stomach here, his diaphragm. And my other hand here, I like to control the pants. So my elbow inside his leg, so that's my position here, right? But let's go suppose, close that. I came here, soon as I put this hand, let's go suppose I had bad posture here. You go deep in my collar, right? So how I'm gonna be safe here? I'm gonna let go the collar and block his arm right away. See? I hold it and put my knuckles on the top of the biceps. To make he let go this grip here, because sometimes the guy is strong and can't come it off. The other hand go to the collar, I put my knuckles on the face and squeeze him, look. Or he let go, he's gonna sleep here, you know? So the knuckles, just for you see, 4 fingers inside of the collar, right? And my knuckles go right here on the artery here. So I stop it. If he don't defend, he's gonna fall asleep. I have no question here, right? So, but that's the position I like to do. Control here, right? And from here, I'm gonna try to stand up, don't give space to him, and try to pass the guard. So I push it down, come it up. Sometimes, even from here, if I pinch my leg, I put a lot of pressure on the guy's leg. Look, he open, I take my arm out, pinch to the ground, and I come right here. He's on the, what you call here, the pretzel position. So right here, if you try to move to escape, look, he cannot go anywhere, right? And it's easy for me to attack now. I can attack to hold, I can attack the arm here, I can swing over here, choke him. So different submissions I can play around. The important is have the good control after you pass the guard. Don't let the guy move too much. Okay? So now, just we are talking about this. Come here, my guy. Yeah. Sometimes people ask me this, right? Especially my students, because the Jiu-Jitsu I teach is to avoid giving the space to the opponent, right? So take a look. He's in my guard here, right? I can move my hip and put my foot on his hip. So I open here, boom, right away, right there. But I try to show my students that they cannot let the guy come with foot on the hip, hooks, foot on the shoulder, foot on the biceps. Hooks is like cancer. It's bad for me. So I have to take it off right away if it happens, right? The first thing we're gonna do here, a little tip. I show my students, when they're gonna try to pass the guard, he goes stand up and walk forward. Yes, see? My leg is still closed, but let's go suppose. Come a little more forward. Okay, so if I open here, try to put my foot on the hip, look, I don't have space here, right? So if I open here, he's gonna put this arm here under my leg and throw my leg, gonna pass right away the guard, right? So this is a little tip for you guys. Don't let the guy pass your guard and create the space that you need to put your foot on the hip. Okay? So I have the grip. You're gonna stand up, walk forward. Okay, look, no space to go. So what I'm gonna do here, before I open my feet, I'm gonna block his knee, but I keep pulling the collar. That's the grip is gonna bug his posture here, right? So I'm gonna block the knee. Now when I open my leg, look, I created the space. My foot's right there. Now I come back to the sleeve, push him away, and go to the shoulder. See? So now it's gonna be easy for him to pass the guard. So go one more time. I do the grip, you stand up, walk forward. I have no space. So I'm gonna block the knee, right? My arm totally straight to create this strong leverage here, right? Pulling the collar down the whole time. Open my legs, boom, right away. Come back to the grip, push him back, and come to the shoulder. Okay? So, after you do this control, when the guy tries to stand up to pass your guard now, of course I don't want to be on the bottom playing games with him. No, I didn't come to the fight to play games. I came to submit the opponent. The goal in Jiu-Jitsu is finish the fight as soon as possible. But on the bottom, don't gonna be very easy. I myself, I prefer go to the top. So from this position now, I'm gonna work 2 sweeps here, just you guys know what to do. Let's go again. So I control, gonna stand up. Okay, hand on the knee, escape, foot on the hip, control, right here. Okay? So, the first one I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put my foot on the biceps, hooking his leg right here, right? As soon as I let go, I put the hook, I let go the grip on the collar, and I swing here to hold his ankle, okay? This hook now I don't need anymore. My leg go to the ground, like touching the ground, right? So, take a look. I'm gonna do like I wanna put down a tree. My leg come totally straight, I don't bend my knees, and very low. When I touch the ankle, boom, you're gonna fall. And now, what happened? Some guys try to take this leg up, back, to try to push me when I go to the top, right? So, when he fall from here, I switch the grip here right away, because if you try to use the leg to push me, he can't. So now I'm just gonna cross his arm to the floor, and he totally under control in this position, right? So now I can just move, and I'm inside the mount. See? So one more time. grip, stand up, I block, foot on the hip, control, foot on the shoulder, foot to the hook. Boom. Swing, control. Flip, hold the pants, cross, pin. See, I pin the arm, pin the leg. You cannot go anywhere. Take it off the hook, boom, right there inside the mount position. This position here, look, you can hold the arm, so this arm is out of the equation here, right? Now slide your thumb around the neck and bring your fingers up to have a tight grip. Don't do this grip here, look how loose is the collar. Every single choke, the grip has to be very tight. So I bring my fingers up, and now I have a good grip here, right? So after that, I like to hold the pants, and to avoid the guy keep moving, try to spin around to escape, I'm gonna put my elbow on the floating rib. They have a rib here called the floating rib. I post my elbow right there. If you try to move, it's a lot of pain for him. As soon as I lift the head, the choke comes. And I stop the guy to try to move around to escape from the position. Okay? So now, I'm gonna do another sweep from the same position. Go again. Go stand up. I block. Put to there. See? Now look. When I block, put my foot on the hip. Now, I'm gonna put this foot on the ground, slide my hand into the ankle. Now that I hold here, I hook his leg. Try to stay standing here, strong. See? You have no power.
Can you just hold that for
I
one?
push the hip back, you're gonna fall. Now is the big problem. Many people do the sweep here, but they don't know how to go to the top. Right? So it's important here now, I know how to go to the top. Right? So, go again. Control, stand up. Gonna block, boom, foot on the hip, slide to the ankle, hook inside. Okay? So look, when you fall here, see, I step this one over, and my elbow as a leverage here. I don't let him lay down, right? So if you want to try to push him here with his hands or with his legs, you don't have the power. Now I put my hand on the ground, take my hip off the ground, I'm right there in the mount position. See? My hand is sliding deep to the collar, hide my elbow. I came here to a very strong position already, right? Very hard for him to defend now if I want to try the choke. So right here, I can swing over, turn, hold the shoulder, choke is on, right? Or I can lift him up with the other hand deep. If I do this grip here, my hand go forward to the ground, boom, choke is on. So it's easy to get to the choke. But as soon as you do the grip, hide your elbow right away on your ribs here and touch his body. So no way he can defend the choke. Okay? So those are the two basic sweeps we do from this position. Have other sweeps too, right? But I like those two here.
Very nice, Marcus. Nice techniques. Guys, any questions, please leave your questions in the comment section below, and we will try to
That's
get
a game yet?
We have one question here from Doug. Can you go over grips and passing when your opponent has you in Riva Guard?
Yeah. Well, I did this yesterday. Just gonna repeat fast here. So you're gonna hook my leg. No, The other hand. Hold my arm. Yes, like this. Right? So, what I have to do here, if I let him pull me down here, break my posture, it's bad for me. If I let his leg free, he push my leg, it's bad for me. I needed to know what's bad for me and kill right away. So I come to this position here, I'm gonna hold his sleeve here, drag, squat, he cannot push me anymore. Right? I needed to have strong legs because sometimes you need to be in this position a longer time. So what people do, the legs start to shake here, they start to stand up, look, to relieve the pressure on the leg, lost the posture and expose the posture here, right? So I needed to have endurance to stay here in this position as long as I can, right? And now this hand here, I'm gonna swim under and control the leg. Look, so those are the grips. He cannot stop my knee now to go to the ground. Boom, and take a look. I pass already. See? I kick this leg over, push this leg to the ground. Right here again, side mount. So, very simple. We did this one before, yesterday, I believe. Just repeat here the move.
Nice.
Have another one?
So that seems to be all for the questions right now, Marcus, if you'd just like to go over some of your own.
No problem. Okay, so we are talking about the...
Wasn't there the guy who had a side control question with 100 kilos or something?
Oh, no, I did this yesterday. Was pass my collar
Okay.
to choke the opponent on the bottom when I'm in 100 kilo position. So, if you're on the bottom now, come in my guard here. Gonna do some attacks now, okay? So, do the basic grip, escape a hip. My intention here, usually the guy have this elbow closed inside my leg. I have no space here if I wanna catch the arm, right? To make it easy for me, when I escape my hip, I'm gonna move my body backwards. What happens? I bring his arm and create the space that I didn't have before, right? So keep the grip. When I escape, foot on the ground, I'm gonna go. Now look, see? Come up. And I move back, come up right here, okay? So I'm pulling the collar, so I force the guy using the hands to push me away. If I don't pull the collar, he can pull the arms back and do the posture go away. So this pressure on the collar, pulling the guy close to you, very important to help you to get where you want, right? So go again, grip, escape my hip, move it back, and pull the arm and go right here. See the pressure? Right here, I'm forcing him using the hands to stay away from me. Because he's thinking, I want to go deep to go to the choke. But this one, I'm going to do different, okay? So now that I got here, I'm going to put my right foot on the hip to stop him to come close to me. And this hand here, I'm going to swim and catch his arm, okay? I'm going to hold behind the elbow and keep his wrist on my biceps. I don't bring the hand to my shoulder. I'm gonna keep right here. See? If you try to come close to me, he can do it because my foot on the hip stop. Now to get better pressure, I put the other foot on the hip, hold the top of my hand. When I lift my elbow, I'm gonna pinch my leg so the arm lock comes right away. Okay? So look, if I keep my leg loose here and try to do it, look, you don't feel nice, right? So if I pinch, look, you tap right away. So one more time. Grip, grip. Escape my hip. Pull. Go up. Catch the arm. Put my feet on the hip. And keep his wrist on my biceps here. Okay? So hold here. Don't let it escape. Now my hand come to the top of my hands. I hug it to my chest. Pinch my leg. And twist my body. The lock's right there. So this is one of the good attacks from the guys. Okay? We can do another one. Another arm lock. Back here. So take a look. Normally, people attack the arm that they hold, right? This hand is on the collar, this hand is here. That's the arm usually people attack. But look, if I let go the collar, go to the elbow, he know I want his arm. Look, he have a knife to stop him. He's gonna pull his arm back, right? So I cannot send a message for him what I want to do because he's going to defend right away, right? So, going again. I'm going to hold the collar, start to drag him to me, make him fight back, push me back. But if I let go and go here, he's going to pull back. Boom, right? I have to stop him to pull his arm back. So how am I going to do that? Keep the pressure, pushing. Escape my hip a little bit, and foot on the hip, and pinch, right here. See? Now look, just with the grip on the collar, I don't even need to hold his arm. If you try to pull his arm back, he can't. You see? So I trap the arm right there. His elbow is on my belly button. Perfect spot to do the arm lock. But of course I don't gonna let go. I just let go to show for you guys that he have the arm totally under control, right? So now I move my body back a little bit to stretch as much as you can and create the tension, because the ligaments, if it's not totally straight, you don't have the right tension to apply the lock, right? So I move my hip a little bit back, one, and this leg here now, I'm gonna hug him. See? Hold the wrist, keep his thumb up, right here, and I'll step over the head. See? The arm locks right there. So very simple. But try to...
Sorry, I'm going from this side.
If you let me face the camera to talk. If you do the arm lock, controlling the arm of the guy, it's way better than you give freedom to the arm, right? So again, control, escape my hip, foot on the hip, pinch. He cannot take it off anymore. Move my body back, hug him. I can let go of the collar. See? Hold the wrist, put the thumb up. His elbow is on my belly button. Now when I step over the head, I force the head down and pinch my knees, right? This pinch here gives a lot of pressure also to do the lock.
Beautiful techniques there, Marcus. So
Another question, I can keep going.
So I have two questions here. They're actually not technique questions, but just related to jiu-jitsu. One from Nico. Do you like just normal body weight squats for stronger legs in BJJ, or do you prefer weights? And if you can talk a little bit about physical preparation for jiu-jitsu.
Okay. The legs is what give a good base for you and help your posture, right? So I maybe even exaggerate a little bit in my warm-ups, but I tell my students, when you fight, you have to keep your tongue inside your mouth. You cannot be 2-3 minutes after the fight like a dog, right? With your tongue on your belly button here. Your tongue have to be inside your mouth. So when I do the squats in my warm-ups, I give some variations, right? I do the normal ones, go all the way down. It's not this here like people do. You have your butt have to go at least the same height of your knee. If you do this, you do not. It's better sit on the couch and bring a Coca-Cola, right? Don't gonna help you not. So, squat is full movement. See, up and down. Other variations I do the jumps. I go here. I do the spinning ones. I go here, spin, spin. And at the end of the variation, I do one I call the proposals. You put one leg forward, touch your knee on the ground, switch. Right? And at the end, we stay here 1 minute without shake. So you have to be familiar to stay comfortable in this position for the fight, right? So those are more or less the exercises I do to the legs in my warm-up.
Very nice, Marcus. We have a question here from Bert. I think most of your students already know the answer to this, but I'm going to ask it anyways. Would you fight to get in a position if you were on the bottom, or would you fight to get on the top first?
Well, I cannot say, right? Every single fight is a different fight, and every opponent gonna have a different reaction, whatever you do. What I tell my students, train with the biggest number of different people, because everything we're gonna do, they're gonna react different, So if I train with, let's go suppose, with Zeke every day, he's gonna know my game, I know his game. We're gonna be kind of even, because we know to expect what they wanna do. So when you go to other people, they do things different. They even do what's unexpected, Can be wrong, can be right. Jiu-Jitsu has no wrong, no right. It's about the moment, right? But train with different people, I believe, is the best way to improve your game and expect different things, what they're gonna do against your attacks or whatever.
Thank you, Marcus. So we have a question here from Jean-Guy. You said before you like the ankle lock. Could you show some various positions to attack that lock?
Okay. We're going to start with this one here. I like very much. I do this one when I'm his guard, right? I don't need to pass the guard. I just need to stand up and put the foot in the proper position. I go try to break down this one step by step. So, just to review here, I started this before, I'm just going to repeat fast again. When I go to the guard, my goal is to avoid the guy come to me and avoid the guy open the legs and move the hip. If you don't open the legs, try to move your hip. He can move the hip. He need to put, when he put the foot on the ground, he can move the hip now, right? Go back. So, this grip here, the reason I like, because if the guy have the legs locked like that, I'm gonna be blocking him, because he's gonna try to come to me and this hand I stop him, right? So, right here. And if I feel he open the leg, with my grip on the leg, I don't care about this one because I have the control here already. I pull him back, look, and defend my hip to avoid him put foot on the hip. He cannot even move the hip here because as soon as he opens, I'm gonna push this knee to him, and I block his movement here, right? So, anyway, this is just a little detail that I like to explain to my students, right? But now, let's go to the ankle lock. I control here with my knee behind, step, twist, force to open, okay? When I open now, I'm gonna push with pressure in his stomach here to avoid him move around, and I stand up. Soon as I stand up here, I'm gonna cross this foot here behind his leg and switch the grip. Now step back a little bit, wrap around the ankle. Look what I do. I don't slide my arm through here. I put my wrist behind the Achilles tendon, right? And hold my own collar. Now when I have my collar, I'm gonna step my foot forward and drag the knee this way. So look, right away. For example, if I try here in a street fight, the guy comes to the other leg, kick my face, boom. So if I drag him here, look, you have no condition to counter or to defend or sit or do whatever, right? So this one, very effective. Wanna do again? So, grip, knee, step, twist, elbow, open. Stand up, one, cross the leg, switch the grip. Look my elbow here, how tight it is. Now I step back, wrist on the Achilles tendon, and hold my collar. See? When I step forward, I drag him and go like it's right there. It's a beauty. If you guys practice, I can guarantee you guys are gonna be very successful for this one. Time for the last question.
Beautiful, Marcus. So last question here is from Cassandra. How do you suggest training for grip strength?
Grip strength.
Grip strength.
Well, people do many things, right? Before I start to teach, I decided that I would like to be a good teacher. So after I do my degree in economics, I went back to the university and I did physical education to specialize in training, right? Some people have some metal things, they squeeze here, other people squeeze balls. But take a look, if I put a ball here, it's not the same grip. If I hold the gi like that, it's not the angle of the strength I'm gonna use. I have to do real things if I want something to be good, right? If I want to be a good soccer player, I have to play soccer. I cannot go swim, don't want to help my soccer, right? So, and the grip is the same thing. So I'm going to tell the best exercise to improve your grip, throw your gi, your jacket over the bar, do the grips on the collar, and hang yourself there. Take your feet out of the ground and just hang there. That's it. You're gonna see, if you try the first time, it's very hard for someone, the first time they try, they stay 1 minute without touch your feet on the ground, you know. When I used to do that, I like to challenge myself. I was light guy, I was only 72 kilos, you know, and I did a lot of weight training before I started to do Jiu-Jitsu. I had a good grip already, but you have a strong grip and have a grip with resistance that's gonna last long time. It's totally different. Because the guys, weightlifter, they can come here, they hold you for 1 minute, you think you're gonna die, but after 1 minute, they start to lose the grip. And the fight don't last 1 minute. Sometimes lasts 10 minutes, can last even more. It's like challenge match, can last 1 hour, whatever. So your grip have to last, right? So this exercise I told you, if one day you can hang yourself there 5 minutes, when I used to do it, you're gonna have amazing grip. Carson Gracie used to tell me, your grip is not from this planet, because there's a big difference with other people's grip, you know. I can guarantee for you that's the best exercise you can do to develop a strong grip. Your grip is your business card. Don't forget that. You hold the guy, he cannot move, they're gonna know who you are right away. Okay? So, guys, thank you very much. Have an amazing weekend. Stay safe, stay home. Monday, we'll be back. Thank you very much. Bye.